Happy Saturday, mi gente. Welcome to Soy la Medicina by Miracles Within Us. I am your host, Aku. I'm excited to be here with you today on this beautiful Saturday. May this message speak to your heart and guide you through this beautiful weekend. Enjoy. Hola, mi gente. Welcome to Saturday, July 12th. Thank you for being here. I'm your host, Aku. I'm looking forward to today's message. This week's messages have been super intense as far as ooh, I didn't see the sun under the Page of Swords trying to hide there in reverse. Okay, we'll see what that's about. But it feels like the readings, the style of reading that's coming up is it goes beyond just the day. It talks in a broader sense of like a few months, a few weeks. That card wants to come out. The Death card. It was trying to hide itself, Scorpio. Gotta watch out for that Scorpio energy, right? They'll come out of nowhere with that, right? From behind them. This also wants to come up, the King of Cups. All right. Let's see, anything else that wants to come up for us for this Saturday? All right. That's a few cards there. We have the Two of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. All right. We have a few major arcana cards here. We have the Sun, the Death, and the Tower. And let's see what we have here in the bottom of the deck. We have the Three of Pentacles. I love this for us. Was it yesterday that we had the Two of Cups? Three. Right? So it's like 2, 3. We're moving forward. I love the Three of Pentacles for us for the underlying message behind everything. And I like to begin with like the unseenness of what's going on because we see what we see, right? However, we need that peek into seeing the stuff that is affecting us that we're not even aware of. And it is the Three of Pentacles. And this is a good unawareness. You want to know why? Because the Three of Pentacles speaks about being all three figures in this image, which is the art, the student, and the teacher. It's like, what is your art? What is that art of you? What is it that you're studying around your art? And what is the wisdom that you've gathered from the art? And it's also this pentacle energy for us. This energy that's coming up is like the physical, the way in which we're actually doing the work that we said we want to do. There's a lot of demands, and I could see that here, on our energy, trying to pull us in different directions. And that's just the way of life right now. There's a lot of here, there, idea here, I want you to come to this. And there can be confliction because there's only so much one person can do, right? And this is where we have to become clear around our priorities. What you have there, right? This is where you have to become clear around your priorities and having and feeling a sense of conviction and feeling in your power when you hold up, these are my priorities, and there's certain things I just can't say yes to right now because of that, right? So we have on the first line the Page of Swords, truths being said, right? They're still not completely matured, but they're more in alignment, right? There's some things that need to be said, yet you may not know how to fully say it yet, but it's time for you to start saying the thing, right? Maybe that's through journaling, through just inner dialect with yourself, speaking with someone in whom you trust that you know will guide you through this moment. There's a truth that needs to be said, and the swords have to do with the words, the mind, right? It's connected to the air element. Then we have the sun in reverse, and we have the death. What I see with this right now for this beautiful Saturday for us is like this truth that that you have to say. It's almost like it feels that it is a difficult one. That's why the sun is in reverse, but it's one that is needed to be said. And with the deaf is like once it's said, it's said, right? And that seems to be a little bit of a theme that has come up this past week, whereas like this need to say what it needs to be said, and also to change your behavior, because with this page, with this Three of Pentacles under the deck, it's about our actions behind things. It's not just you're gonna say it, say it, say it, say it, say it, and there's no action behind it. In contrast, this is the time where there is action, right? And it's like you might stumble across your words, you may make a few mistakes here and there, but it's gonna provide you a learning, and you can't be afraid of making these moves, right? Like I feel like for some of us, it's like getting clear around the relationship we're in, right? Some connection that you hold dearly. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, but it's a relationship that you hold dearly. And the thing is, you kind of have an illusion around how they are with you, whether it's a specific person or a job or your living environment, right? It's like something is not what it seems. You're finally like seeing through it, but it's hard for you to acknowledge it because there's a part that then you have to acknowledge about yourself around I let this in, right? There's this need to not feel ashamed, right? So the second row we have here the King of Cups, Two of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. Let me show you this. Right, the Queen of Swords is in reverse here. There's a tower coming. There's a tower that's here. It's here today. Right? And this tower is breaking the illusion of a faulty foundation. And it feels like a faulty foundation around how you see even yourself. It's like you've been seeing yourself as weak in some regard. Like you haven't seen the strength in you, in your power, in your words, in your movement, in how you deliver and see things a specific way. You're not giving yourself the credit. And now it's like everything is falling down so that you can see, yeah, I was right all along. And I know I need to make this action. And it feels like a good thing. Like this King of Cups is the king that's the most kindest king, right? He's a loving king. He really takes into consideration the people, not just his own personal desires, but others. And then right after that is the Two of Pentacles. So I like these two together because the king is actually looking at the Two of Pentacles, right? And if you look here, it's like masculine, feminine. And let me just say that in this deck specifically, the males are women, feminine, right? Like they're just like women who are in their masculine, right? Either transgender or just identify as they them, right? And when I got this deck, I did not know that, right? And when I saw all the cards, I'm like, every person in this card is a feminine, right? Or has a feminine body, whether they call themselves they, them, he, she, right? But the body itself is feminine. And so even though this is the King of Cups, I want you to see this, right? It's the masculine side that represents within every single one of us that is watching the feminine energy juggle, because there's something around looking at how the feminine is able to multitask, right? Like masculine energy has a hard time multitasking, right? When you're in your masculine brain, you're laser focused, you're more lateral in thinking, right? My dog is kind of tickling me, right? There is like this linear way of seeing things. And with the feminine energy is more able to be doing multiple things at a time, right? And even the way our brain works, right? Like there has been neuroscience that is backing this, that the feminine brain can multitask, like can think multiple things at a time, where a masculine brain cannot. It's like they're focused on each thing, and both are needed, right? So this king is looking at the Two of Pentacles and learning, oh, that is how they do that. And there's like this sense of appreciation where they're holding and handing out their cup, was where it's like, ooh, I see what you're juggling. And because I am able to laser focus where the feminine energy is more here and then here, there's certain details that get missed on the feminine side. The masculine side is picking up on it. And this is in the self, right? This is not, this can also be someone physically, in your surroundings as well. But my readings are mostly based on the self, right? I'm not concerned around other people and things like that, because what we have the most authority of is ourself, right? It is the self, the way we navigate and move through the world. So the thing here is that as the king is witnessing this Two of Pentacles, the feminine energy going through the multitasking, what ends up happening is there's a tower that occurs, and this tower is a good tower. Actually, it's where the exposure of the faulty foundation the is revealed, and also like the part of the self that isn't the true authentic self is breaking down, right? It's falling away. Hi, baby. It's falling away. And the thing, then we end here with this Queen of Swords in reverse, right? The Queen of Swords, right, in reverse is still like this energy around, I see the tower falling, I see what I have to do, I'm doing it, and now what? Right? And it's almost like I don't know where to go from here. Right? There's that sort of energy. Let's take out some more cards to see. This is another tarot deck. Let's see. Give me some information on the Queen of Swords. Okay. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse and the Four of Pentacles. Ten of Wands, Four of Pentacles. Ten of Wands is about similar to the Tower kind of energy, where it's like I have to let go of the burdens, right? It was in the reverse, so it's like there's certain things you're having a hard time facing right now, right? There's something that you're facing at this time that is emotionally difficult, but the spirit, which is the wands behind you, is telling you this is what's needed to happen now. This, you got to cut the cord. You need to build on your spirit. The Four of Pentacles energy is about getting things done, right? There's this need to get things done. And the four represents the energy of like the four pillars, right? Which is the beginning of a foundation. In order to build upon, you need to start from there, right? So there is like a new structure being put into place. And there's, you see, like this is an onion. We need to peel the layers off so that we could reveal the foundation. Okay? There's something around that as well. Okay, so let's see. What else would you like to share with us today? Give us some more clarity around how do we navigate this tower and the masculine feminine energy? How, ooh, that's way too many cards. But I'm gonna take the one that fell on the floor. Hold on. Ooh, all right. We got the number 43, man holding the coin. Okay, I'm gonna put these back. Number 43, man holding a coin. So much pentacle energy, right? Like there's so much pentacle here. And so that's not a bad thing because pentacles also has to do with money. It's the physical action behind things that bring the attraction, and it could bring in money or it could bring in more work, right? So it depends on how you're balancing your own equilibrium on this right now. And the thing is, like, if you go and you put down the burdens that were not yours to begin with, you put them down, you put it to rest. Or maybe you tried some new things and they just didn't work out, right? Maybe you tried to garden and you realize, this it's just not working. I'm planting the wrong on the wrong time. I don't have the right soil. It's whatever it is, right? There's something around like, okay, I went into something and now I see maybe that isn't for me, right? And it's not to blame yourself, it's not to feel bad, it's not to feel shameful, it's none of those things. It's to recognize I need to experience life in different ways. And as such, there might be certain things I need to relook at and evaluate and see, do I want this or not? Right? Like, sometimes we fall in love with someone, right? And at first few months it feels really good, but then over time you see we don't have the same values. We don't carry the same principles. And and a long term of this puts me at risk, right? It puts my own sovereignty at risk, my own connections at risk, and things like that. And it doesn't mean, oh, I should never trust my heart and I should have never loved this person. No, you were meant to love them until you weren't. You were meant to do this until you weren't, right? Like we all go through different phases. Like right now, I'm really contemplating whether to stay with my puppy or not because it was a decision that was just given to me. He just showed up and then I was like, okay. However, I'm recognizing I don't know if I could give him the best quality of life now because of the direction of where my life is going. I'm very busy, right? And a puppy, like a baby, wants all of your time and your attention and things. And I'm also on my own. So there, if I'm not giving him attention and energy, he's just feeling sad, right? He's not getting attention. And it's nothing about him. It's about my priorities at this time, right? And this is the thing. It's like recognizing, and I still haven't made the decision. I have no idea what I'm going to do just yet. I need to sit in that space of the pros and cons, and then moving that aside, going to my heart and seeing what would be best for me and my future, right? What would be best for me and my future, right? Because certain things, like, they may not be easy in the beginning, but we see, like, in the future, if I stick to this and I work on this, then it is in the direction where I want to go to. But if we find ourselves asking that question and then kind of getting to the place of like, I don't think that is the future that I want, then we got to start getting clear around what's the next move around that, right? And that's what I feel with this man holding the coin. His energy is like being very mindful around your own energy, because our energy is being exchanged right now, right? We exchange our energy, through time working and things along those lines, right? So this is recognizing that. Let's take out one more card. Let's see. There's something that you have to look at, right? Like, definitely there's something to look at, right? And the only way you can look at it is by pausing for a moment so you can observe it, right? Like the Three of Pentacles, in order to be the artist, you need to stop for a moment and observe your art. And I feel like at this time, that's where you are, so that you build into being the leader, the teacher, the trendsetter, right? Let's see what we have here. We got a few cards. We have the number 29, the world. Ah, baby. I gave him a haircut yesterday. We have the world, number 29. We have caring connections, number 14. And then we have yin and yang, 22. The world is what you make of it. I want to show you something here. Surrounding the caring connections, right? The caring connections in the middle. In front of the caring connections is the world. And right behind the caring connections is the yin and yang. Talking about balance and equilibrium. But look at these two cards. Very similar energy, similar colors, right? Like there's a lot of that blue. The world card gives the energy of like, I need to look at the world around me. I need to get clear. And in the water, there's water here. There's lotus flowers. And this being is walking on a dock, looking at the world, and half of the world is illuminated, that you can see it, and half of the world is dark, right? Because of the sun. The sun isn't shining on it, the moon isn't shining on it, right? So there is like this, again, the yin and the yang, right? This needing to see the balance of things. It's not about, oh, I'm trying to make my world perfect and trying to control the external world. That is a lie, right? But it is to visit, is this really a caring, loving connection? Is this serving where I want to go? I feel like a lot of us today are becoming present to our isolation. We've been isolated for some time. Even if we've been surrounded with a lot of people, the isolation is no one really sees my heart. No one really knows the depth of what I am desiring. And I am desiring a deep, loving, sexy relationship. And the thing here is, I need to see that not everything is going to be rainbows. I have to take in all of the cycles. But as I do take in the cycles, right, there may be things that you don't like about a specific person. But is it things just that you don't like, or are there things that bring you to a place of feeling disrespected? That's different, right? That's the need to walk away, right? But if it's just, oh, I just don't like that you're always wearing socks. Like, why are you always wearing socks? right? Like that's not a deal breaker. But a deal breaker is when I'm around you, I always feel less than. That is a deal breaker. Is recognizing the two and realizing your heart has been hurt. Your heart has been hurt, and it's it was a learning curve for you in that breaking of your heart. And now it's to see that not everything is like that. You can restore equilibrium and balance with the feminine masculine, but you have to do that first within yourself. You have to be willing to see it within you first so that you can allow and see it in the other. What type of partnership are you wanting? How do you want to feel? How do you want to show up? Right? What do you want to receive and what do you want to give? And be really real about this, right? And also recognize, am I being a little condescending? Am I being a little narcissistic, just wanting someone to serve me and do everything for me? But when it's time to show up for them, I don't want to do so. I just want them to cater to me. That's something to look at because that comes from a wound, right? That comes from some wound and some altered state of not seeing things clearly. And if you don't let yourself see this in you and in others, the tower is going to feel like the end of the world instead of the tower being like, oh shit, it's revealing it now. I can see now. I'm free now because now the falseness is gone. I've let go. I've released the illusion, even on myself and on others. Now I could walk into places feeling confident with who I am. And anyone who's not okay with that, I'm not taking it on as a chore or as a job to now prove to them. No, I just let them be. Let people think what they need to feel. Let them think what they need to think. Let them feel what they need to feel. I know when I am responsible for certain things, and this is where I'm trusting. This is a need to mature. We are in a maturing, and this is in the masculine side of us and the feminine side of us, and in others, and seeing that everyone else is also going through this too. So let's have some grace and seeing people as the light that they are, right? And if they're being jerks, then also let them be the jerk. Just move away from them. That's why we know our boundaries, right? So I hope this reading spoke to you today on this beautiful Saturday. You know, there's a lot of different storylines kind of playing out. The biggest thing here is recognizing that there's a need to put action behind your faith. There's a need to put movement behind what you're saying, what you're doing, right? Because if not, the tower is going to come and it's going to make you feel like your world is upside down when in actuality, the tower is here to let you know, to reveal to you the illusions, right? And I feel like today is a day for you to kind of slow down so that you can do your work, so you can see what is your priority. What are my priorities? Not just like, I need to do this, I need to do that, and be in your survival mode. I challenge you to get out of your survival mode and see your priorities and start working on that. Like, yeah, laundry has to get done. Yeah, the floors need to be mopped. Yeah, the trash has to go in outside. All those things need to be done. Yes. And so does the work that you're being called to do. It's time for you to take some time, take an hour, take 2 hours if you can, take 15 minutes, whatever you can, and start dedicating it towards that, slowing down so that you can see and prioritize what it is that you want to start doing, right? Like, what are your commitments and sticking with them? No more excuses. right? Excuses make an ass out of me and an ass out of you, right? Like, come on, come on, right? And it doesn't have to be like, no. It's in the slowdown that you actually see what needs to be seen, right? It is in that equilibrium, in the balancing of the feminine and the masculine. And right now, there's like the masculine side of you witnessing the feminine side of you that is multitasking, and then taking that focus and filling in the missing pieces that the feminine has missed because they're multitasking, right? And if there's a feminine in your life that you see is doing a lot, why don't you allow yourself to see them, witness them, and maybe give them a break, right? Like, hey, I see you doing this and this and that. What's one thing I can take off your plate right now that you can maybe focus a little bit more and get something done? Because the energy right now is around our creation, right? But if we're just stuck in the mind and the head and gotta do this, I gotta do this, you're gonna miss out on this energy momentum. And I don't want you to. All right, my loves, may you have a beautiful Saturday. Remember, you can book your complimentary call at soylamedicina.com. And I'll be sharing things soon. I have some videos and things like that that I've recorded a little bit before starting these videos. And I'm just trying to organize them in a way where I can share them with you, right? And that's a part of it, right? Like, I need to slow down so that I could get that done, because if I continue to move forward and do this and this and this and that, that's just going to keep being on the back burner, and it's actually a priority for me. It's something that I really want to give and start sharing more, because that is a part of what I need to do right now. From the calling of my spirit is to share more, to be more, to show up more, and not from a place where I am burning myself out. I'm actually sharing what I'm doing and contemplating behind closed doors. It's just like doing it in your face, kind of thing. All right, my loves. See you soon. Speak to you tomorrow. De mi corazón hasta la tuya. From my heart to yours. Ciao.